going against all these competitive people that I've never seen play before, like not knowing all their tricks, what they have.
If you come into the SkillsPayBills event, I can tell you to get you some rest.
Okay, that's a good one.
Because we don't really get after it and compete with one another.
I'm looking at the basics first to see how does their ball handling, how are they balanced, can they shoot, what does the form look like.
She said your answer. Oh, what else you got?
I don't know. Probably learn like your plan, your second plan, and like know that basketball won't last forever.
I think the most I enjoy dealing with the kids, making the connections with them, just kind of opening their eyes to opportunities that they can take.
He didn't want us to be going through the motions, wants us to get better. So I just think working hard is what stood out to me.
What is one thing a coach or player has said that you're going to take away from camp? What's up, y'all? It's Ashley. It's Just Different Podcast, and we at Skills Pay the Bills. I'm with
Harper Nickel, class of 2030.
I'm Riley Huynh, class of 2032. KJ Baker, class of 2031.
Aubrey Cummings, class of 2030.
What have y'all enjoyed the most about camp?
The 1v1.
Same with Harper. Getting to meet new people.
Yeah, getting to know new people, really.
What's been the most challenging part about camp?
The 1v1s.
Playing 3-on-3 and 5-on-5.
The 1v1s. Really just playing under pressure because it's like a lot of people watching.
Say it again.
It's a lot of people watching, so playing under pressure.
What is one thing a coach or player has said that you're going to take away from camp?
Be more aggressive.
Be more energetic.
And what is one thing you've done at camp that you're going to implement in your game?
To be aggressive on defense and get after it. Most definitely just getting more rebounds, boxing out rebounding.
Make sure y'all follow them. Make sure you follow the podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Apple, Spotify. If you ain't following the page, I don't know what you're doing at this point. Follow the page. It's Just Different Pod. And follow Skills Pay the Bills. What's up, y'all? It's Ashley with It's Just Different Podcast. And we at Skills Pay the Bills. And I'm with
Simone Anderson, class of 2029.
Pooh Robinson, class of 2029.
Gia Matlock, class of 2029.
What have y'all enjoyed the most about camp?
Well, just getting to meet new people and socialize and get to compete.
Competing, showing our talent the best, showing what we learned with our teams, meeting new people, and learning new things from every coach.
Competing against new competition, like there's a lot of girls here I haven't played yet, so just seeing this talent and seeing what's going to be different out there when I go like play travel ball and stuff.
What has been the most challenging part about camp?
Well, just trying to play the game and try not to get frustrated over something you can't control.
Give me one thing that you've taken from camp that you're applying in your game.
So one thing I did take from camp was the moves and like the work ethic, because like they don't stop at all, so you have to like know how to. I can't find the words right now. Like
basically, like just understand. I get what you're saying. Basically, just like spacing, understanding when to use your moves, etc.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. And then last question: what is something a player or coach have said that has stood out to you?
I just think. Well, we had our coach, he left already, but he just said, like, hard work, like, work hard. We're over here doing the drills. He didn't want us to be going through the motions, wants us to get better. So I just think working hard is what stood out to me.
I love it. Make sure y'all follow them. Make sure you follow the podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow Apple, Spotify. If you ain't following the page, I really don't know what you're doing at this point. Follow the page. It's Just Different Pod. What's up, y'all? It's Ashley with It's Just Different Podcast. We are at Skills Pay the Bills, and I'm with Lola, my girl Lola. Always in the building. What is your role with Skills Pay the Bills?
So I transitioned from coaching and skills to being an admin assistant, just to kind of step back.
Yeah.
And now we got other coaches coming up and being involved. So I'm just more of an admin on the admin side now, but I do still enjoy being involved in it and watching the camps and everything.
What have you enjoyed the most while being a part of these camps?
I think the most I enjoy dealing with the kids, making the connections with them, just kind of opening their eyes to opportunities that they can take with basketball.
Yeah.
And just adding my 2 cents in as a coach sometimes.
Yeah.
So I just enjoy connecting with them and kind of opening their eyes to their possibilities.
Yep. What advice? I feel like kids come to camp and they just come. They don't have no intentions. They don't have no goals. What advice would you give to a young kid as they prepare for any camp?
My best advice is to go and better yourself. kind of like practice. Sometimes it's a showcase, but it's kind of like practice. Like, go out there and try things that you may want to work on. Like, see how it works out there.
Yeah.
If it happens to work, now you're exposing yourself to a new skill.
Yeah.
And you're exposing yourself to people watching.
Yeah.
They can see your skill set now.
That's good. Last question. What should parents expect from a camp?
I think parents should expect multiple things. The first thing is teaching. Depending on what age group it is, but with younger age groups, definitely teaching, seeing how your kid absorbs that teaching information, and then putting it on the court when they do get a chance to actually go out there and play. So expect your kid to get better for sure.
That's good. That's good. Make sure y'all follow the podcast. What's up, y'all? It's Ashley with It's Just Different Pie. I'm at Skills Pay the Bills, and I'm with
Ariana Medlock, class of 2030.
Brianna Blunt from class of 29.
Zoe Crabtree from class 2031.
Jayla Morris, class of 2029.
what have y'all enjoyed the most about camp?
Probably like the exposure, just like just playing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Just the game, just playing around with everybody that's talented.
I think the coaches are really good.
Same thing, just the exposure getting me out there.
What has been, this is for y'all, what has been the most challenging part about camp?
The players are all very talented.
Yeah, probably just keeping up with the speed of them. Something.
What is something a coach or player have said that you're going to take away from camp?
Probably like when you go to new camps, like meet new people and talk more.
Probably learn like your plan, your second plan, and like know that basketball won't last forever.
It's good. And what is something y'all done in camp that you're going to implement in your game?
Probably like screens and like moving around more.
Communicating to more people.
What's up, y'all? It's Ashley with It's Just Different Pie, and we at Skills Pay the Bills, and I'm with
Charlotte Kramer, 2029.
Marley Villa, 2029.
Zoe Kuhn, class of 2031.
Chloe Davis, class of 2030.
What have y'all enjoyed the most about camp?
Meeting new people and getting to play with people I've never played before.
Getting to play with new people I don't get to play.
Working on my craft and playing with different people.
Everything.
Everything. What has been, this is for y'all too, what has been the most challenging part about camp?
Probably playing with different people because it's like different.
Yeah.
Probably like the pressure because there's like a lot of college coaches and stuff here, and then playing against competition.
That's good. What is something a coach or player or anyone affiliated with camp have said that you've taken away and applied in their life?
Definitely that your energy is the most important thing, like at the camp, because if it's people you've never played with before, then that's all you have.
Yeah.
Say
She
the
said
same.
your answer. Oh. What else you got?
I don't know.
What is something y'all done at camp that you're going to take away and implement in your game?
My shooting skills.
Okay.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like, what's something, like, y'all done some 3-on-3, y'all done some 1-on-1, y'all done different drills. Is there anything in particular that you've taken from camp and you're going to implement it in your game?
Just playing together and communication.
Okay, that's good. You got something for that since you didn't have the last one? Not really. You just here to be here. I'll take it. How about talking? Communicate.
Yeah, communication and stuff.
Okay, we'll go with that. What's up, y'all? It's Ashley with It's Just Different Podcast, and we at Skills Pay the Bills, and I'm with.
Laquita Thompson.
When you come to events like this, what are you looking for in talent?
Well, it varies depending on the type of event. So with this kind of event where we got the youngsters where they're 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, I'm looking at the basics first to see how does their ball handling, how are they balanced, can they shoot, what does the form look like. And some of them now, because at this level, they've gotten better. Like over the years, their 7th grader are actually better. So IQ is now something that I'm looking at. And then I'm looking at how well do they go full court, team play. So it's some variables that are there, but it's bigger now. And I love that about this age because before middle school, you would be like,
Yep.
Now sometimes at high school, you're like,
That's true.
But at this level, like they're really getting better, so skill-wise. So it just a little bit of everything now that I want to see.
And just for the people watching, what is your role? You talked about the things that you're looking at, but what is your role?
Well, I am a national girls evaluator, and I do it mostly for John Lucas Top 160, which is my camp, and it's an invite camp only for players all over the country. And it's built over the years to be one of the premier camps in the country, which I love that. And so my focus in the past has always been high school.
Yeah.
But now, like I said before, now I'm looking at middle school.
Yep.
So now we're bringing in 8th grade and high rise in 7th grade. But it's just scouting and looking for the next best, like this is the next wave.
Yeah.
Looking for the next top 160.
And how can a 7th grader, 8th grader get invited? Like, what do they need to show where you're like, all right, they deserve an invite?
Well, for one, because I travel across the country, I'm going to compare you to what I see on the West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, and so forth. And so in my comparison is, in my mind, how will you fit against one-on-one against this top player that I see in the same class on a different part of the country will be one of them. And then I assess you based on Texas. And so I look at the best players in Texas in that class, and then again I compare you. How would you go up against this particular player that in my ratings is number 5 or whatever?
Yeah.
So I do a comparison, but then as I'm here, I also look at them individually.
Yeah.
And then I'm saying, how do you fit in the top 160? How do you fit with the national scout? How do you fit with ESPN? Like, how are you college material? Like, what is your level? What is your ceiling? So it's kind of like looking at everything and just making comparison and going from there.
That's good. First of all, when we doing a podcast episode?
I know, right? We have to.
Yes,
We got to get on
love
there.
It. I love it. The very last question is, what advice would you give to kids? I feel like a lot of kids go to camp with no intention, no goals, no nothing. Like, what advice would you give an athlete as they prepare for camps?
Well, first thing I would give is exactly what you just said. Like, when you're going to events, there should be a goal. Like, there should be something, what do you want to get out of the event that you're attending? That should be first and foremost. You can't just be going to stuff just because it's something to do or because everybody else is doing it. You got to figure out first what is the goal of that. The second thing I would look at is who's going to be there, who's running the event, how much experience do they have? And how is it going to be ran? Is it professionally ran? And can it help my kid get to the next thing that they're trying to do?
Yeah.
Like, if the camp you're going to gets you, it's just something to do, you kind of got to look at that and be like, well, what's the purpose in going?
Right.
So it's kind of, 1, what's the goal? 2, who's running it? And then 3, the other thing is, if it doesn't fit the budget, then you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you got to map out and be more strategic in what you're doing now because it's saturated with so much.
Yep.
So you really got to think this thing out now a little bit better than we might have done back in the past.
I love it, man. Those really good answers. Make sure y'all follow the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Apple, Spotify. If you're not following the page, I really don't know what you're doing. Make sure you follow my girl and keep up with all things girls basketball, women's basketball. Last thing, follow Skills Pay the Bills. What's up, y'all? It's Ashley Roberts with It's Just Different Pod, and we at Skills Pay the Bills, and I'm with
Chris Harris, Senior.
owner of Skills Pay the Bills, correct?
Yes.
What? We're going to specifically talk about the camp. I know you do camps, you do tournaments, you do a lot of different things, but what made you start the girls' camps?
I saw a need for it. The boys' side is so saturated right now, and we got a lot of good girls right here in the Metroplex, and I felt that they need that opportunity that the bigger name girls get because of the program or the relationship. I said the next wave should be for the next wave of girls that's coming up, that's to do something different.
Yeah.
And be a big part of basketball.
Yep. In particular, we're at a camp right now. What have you enjoyed the most about this particular camp?
The girls, they be competing.
Yeah, it's a lot of talent.
This morning they was dragging, but as it went on, they started picking it up. And now we have a pretty good game going.
Yep, I agree. I feel like a lot of players come to events, come to camps without a goal, no intentions, no nothing. What advice would you give to an athlete as they prepare for any camp?
If you come into a SkillsPayBills event, I can tell you to get you some rest.
Okay, that's a good one.
Because we're going to really get after it and compete with one another. But I would mainly say do the little things because everybody's trying to do the big thing. Everybody want to shoot. Everybody want to score. but doing the little things is such a lost art right now.
Yeah.
So I seen a guy actually making also a team by just playing defense and rebounding and making an extra pass. But usually in the camp setting, everybody's trying to get theirs.
Yeah.
But we enforce and install rules to where the ball is moved, so it's really no ball.
I love it. Very last question. What should a parent expect from a Skills Pay the Bills camp?
Hard work. We're gonna push your kid out of their comfort zone. You can expect some talent in the building, and you can expect some hungry kids. Everybody has to run their own race.
Yeah.
So with that, keeping in mind, we tell them, hey, you have to keep pushing. It's not gonna be always nice. It's not gonna always be sweet. But if you really want to play this game, we're gonna show you some of the ups and downs in this camp that you're gonna go through probably in life.
I love it. Make sure y'all follow the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Apple, Spotify. If you ain't following the page, I don't know what you're doing. Follow the page. It's just different pie, and make sure you follow Skills Pay the Bills. What's up, y'all? It's Ashley with It's Just Different Pie, and we are at Skills Pay the Bills. I'm with
Ellie Delahose, class of 2030.
Trinity Boyd, class of 2031. Samara Anderson, class of 2029.
Charlie Slauson, class of 2030.
Kyle Ellis, 2029.
I'm going to go in the back so we ain't just in her face like that. What have y'all enjoyed the most about camp?
The scrimmages.
Okay.
I like all the good coaching. I feel like there's lots of good people that know what they're doing.
One-on-one, good coaching, good drills, and the intensity.
Scrimmages.
Y'all like to scrimmage.
Good question.
What have you enjoyed the most about camp?
I think it's mostly everything. He's decent.
I like it. What has been the most, I'm going to go to y'all too, what has been the most challenging part about camp?
I don't know.
Okay.
Most like people, because you know everybody, and like you gotta get to know everybody to bond, to work together.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of say the same thing, like going against all these competitive people that I've never seen play before, like not knowing all their tricks, what they have in their box.
The one-on-one, because of their skills, basically what you said.
Yeah.
Interacting and staying locked in.
What has been one thing a coach or a player has said since y'all been here that you're going to take away from the camp?
None.
You just ain't got no answers.
I don't know, but it's just like hustling, keep working, keep going.
And what is something that y'all done at camp that you're going to implement in your game?
I think I learned some of the moves that we learned in here. I'm gonna probably try and implement.
The footwork and attacking the ball. Reading the defense with the moves.
Make sure y'all follow them. Make sure you follow the podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Apple, Spotify. If you're not following the page, what are you doing? Follow the page. It's Just Different Pod. And follow Skills Pay the Bills.